What is up, guys? It's Carl from Monkey Mod. I have a pretty interesting blaster for you guys today. It is another unboxing video. It is the Little Moon or the XYL ARP9. Let's get right into it. So this is the box. It is a very small box. I haven't seen such a small box for a gel blaster for quite some time already. So it is quite refreshing to see. The box is pretty nice, sturdy. Some funny words around, like the use 7 to 8mm crystal bomb. That's what they call it in English, I guess. Right, so that's the logo. Now, if you're not familiar with this brand, neither am I. But this brand, the Little Moon or the XYL, their last blaster was the AK-12, if I'm not mistaken. It was quite an old blaster. They made that and then they went quiet for a very long time, and then they came out with this blaster all of a sudden that surprises all of us. I was very skeptical when I heard that the Little Moon is making blaster again and it will be ARP9. I was very skeptical. I mean, hasn't been a really good time for them because their AK-12 kind of sucked. So yeah, anyway, we're excited with this blaster. Now let's get with the unboxing. Yeah, I've been talking too much. So this is the box. Nothing too much. Some English words and Chinese words here and there. So let's just go ahead and open it. So alright, this is the user manual. The user manual is pretty informative. It provides all the information that you need to know about the blaster, how to attach the attachment, like the iron sights and stuff, how to install the batteries, get access to the battery compartments and etc. It is dual language, Chinese and very funny English. Yeah, I mean, the illustration should be just good enough for you guys that need help with operating your blaster. Right, so let's just put this aside. Alright, so here's what you get. A couple of boxes and the main blaster itself. I'm just going to get everything out. Oh, before that, I do have to say, this is quite a nice packaging. The boxes are quite excessive, but the presentation is pretty good. Right, so let me just get all of them out. Right, so it came with three sort of a fancy box with the ARP, logo on them. I'm just going to get everything out. Right, so I've got everything out of the boxes. I do have to say the boxes are pretty excessive. I'm not sure why they use so many boxes because there's a lot of them. So maybe it's just for buffer, just to make sure that the blaster is sitting inside the box, not moving anywhere. So right, let me just go through the parts with you guys. So they include pretty generic blue colored gels. Probably want to toss it off right away. And USB charger. 7.4 volt battery with the mini Tamiya connector. A set of Allen wrench. The ARP9 muzzle. Now it is made of nylon. Pretty sturdy. Doesn't look cheap. And the iron sight. Let me just... Right, so here's the iron sight. The rear sight and the front post. Both of them are flip up type sight. Now, they are made of nylon, but I do have to say, pretty good quality nylon. Pretty well manufactured. Let's see. It is adjustable. Yep. Let me just go through that later after I put everything onto the blaster. Right, so the magazine itself, very good quality. Nylon. The trapdoor. Gel stopping knob, I suppose. Oh, so with this, the mag base being removable, I suppose there would be some sort of magazines, mag base accessories made for it, like the quick, the mag pull style, quick pull, whatever. Pretty interesting. Very sturdy. Nice. And of course, the blaster itself. Ooh, this thing weighs quite a bit. Feels really good in hand. Now I'm just going to attach the muzzle and iron sight onto the blaster, and then I'll go through the blaster with you guys. Right. Alright, I've done assembling the blaster. So there you have it, the Little Moon or the XYL ARP9. Let's just take a close look at the blaster before I go through with you guys. Sorry about that. So let me just go through the external of the blaster with you guys, starting from the muzzle. So as shown just now, the muzzle is a very funky, quite unique type of of a muzzle that is unique to the ARP9. Now, if you have seen the airsoft versions of the ARP9, it is made by G&G. It has the exactly same type of a design. Now, basically, this design, it is almost a 100% clone of the G&G ARP9 airsoft gun. So, yeah, it is pretty identical based on the picture anyway. So, the muzzle is made of nylon. The inner barrel is in red color. It is aluminum. It is unfortunately recessed within the outer barrel. So there's no easy way to attach any sort of a hop-up without upgrading the inner barrel to a longer one, so you can attach a hop-up of your choice onto it. So right away, one bad points to the ARP9, but anyway, the handguard is made of nylon. It is also a ARP9, unique to the ARP9 design. And as you can tell already, the handguard and the upper receiver is proprietary. Because of the design, you can't really install any sort of typical M4 handguard onto this, or it will look odd, or it may not be possible, but we'll find it out in a bit. It does have an M-lock slot, but it is not the standard M-lock. Now, they do include 3 pieces of Picatinny rail attachment. 1, 2, and the one at the bottom, 3 pieces. So you can attach any sort of a standard attachment that uses the Picatinny rail, but if you have a M-lock attachment, it works as well. Let me just take off one of the Picatinny rail real quick with the Allen wrench provided. Alright, I have the Picatinny rail removed. It is made of nylon. Just lock with 2 Allen screws to these tabs here that sits within the handguard. So as you can tell, this is an M-lock slot, but it is non-standard. It doesn't have the standard M-lock design, but instead it's just one long slot here. Now, pros and cons, I suppose. Now, you can attach pretty much most of the M-lock attachment onto it without any restriction of the positions. But yeah, you probably have to secure them quite well, or they might just slide around. To the receiver itself, the receiver is made of nylon as well. The dust cover is metal. The magazine release is nylon. The trigger guard is made of nylon as well. Very good quality nylon, I do have to say. Feels very sturdy. There's a forward assist. It is made of metal in silver color, matching with the dust cover. On this side, there is some engraving here. It says model combat machine, caliber 7 to 8mm, water bullet gun, and there's a serial number engraved, laser engraved down there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but yeah. The dummy bolt release is made of metal. The fire selector is metal. The trigger is made of metal as well. Very thin, competition-ish looking trigger. The grip is made of nylon. Very comfortable grip. No complaint with that. Fits pretty well on my hand. the upper receiver top rail, you can tell there's 1, 2, and the third screw back here. So the reason why they make this is actually to secure the handguard. It's pretty funky. I'm not sure why they do this, but yeah, it's just a weird decision. I don't really like when the upper receiver doesn't have a fixed top rail. But this one seems pretty alright. Right, it's loose already. I think out of box, just tighten it. I've disassembled one unit before. You sort of have to loosen up the top rail before you can remove or install the nylon handguard. Yeah, it's pretty weird. It's proprietary here and there, but yeah, something that I can overlook. Alright, so moving on, this is a fire selector. As mentioned, it is made of metal, but unfortunately it is not ambidextrous, just on the left side of the blaster. The charging handle, the latch is made of metal. You see this moving latch here? It is made of metal, but the charging handle itself, you know, this part, it is actually nylon, it's not metal. So one thing to be noted, the dummy bolt in a very funky blue color, it is not connected to the charging handle. So when you pull the charging handle, it won't actually move together. Right? The buttstock, or the PTW retractable buttstock. Now it does click in place pretty sturdily. Wow, I actually forced it in. Anyway, under normal usage, that probably won't be a problem. It is made of nylon, and yeah, as you can guess already, as is the handguard, the back portion, the buttstock of the ARP9, it is also pretty much proprietary because of the design here. I'm not sure if you can actually install a standard buffer tube onto it, but I wouldn't try, because why get an ARP9 then? Now that's where the battery compartment is. I'll get access to it and show you guys how it's done in a bit. The iron sight, as shown earlier, it is made of nylon, pretty good quality. Anyhow, I see no reason to swap them out. You know, you don't really need to use the iron sight in a gel blaster game anyway. So that's pretty much it. Right, that's the blaster itself, the external blaster itself. Now, on hand, it feels extremely solid. It is one of the few blasters that I felt, you know, this solid, other than Kublai. So pretty impressive, and it is really, really small. I probably can use this like a pistol, just one-handed, and I don't feel any, you know, imbalances anywhere. It just feels nice, really great in hand. Probably this is how I'm going to run a blaster if I'm going to use it in the game. Just this, you know, screw the buttstock, just like this. Let me just put the rail back and we proceed to the test firing of the blaster. Alright, I can't do that. You actually have to remove the handguard to install the Picatinny rail. So I'm just going to do that real quick. I might as well show you guys how to take off the handguard. So just remove these two screws, pretty straightforward. Now you will notice that you can't actually pull out the handguard yet. Now that's because of this part. Right, I'm just going to show you. Right, so yep. So you have to loosen the upper rail screw, and then you can lightly pull it up like this. And then once that's done, you can now pull the entire handguard out. But yeah, you do have to remove the muzzle first. And there you go. That's the handguard. And then this is the barrel nut, how this looks like. Right, so this is a barrel nut. It's made of metal. And this is the piece that comes with that goes with the handguard. I mean, it is proprietary. Now, the outer barrel, I think it is made of metal, so that's alright, I guess. Not even 4 inch. If I include the thread, it is about 4" This is the inner barrel, aluminum inner barrel, probably less than 14 cm, I would guess. Oh yeah, there is no dummy gas block or gas rod. So to install the Picatinny rail, alright, one more thing that I consider the handguard and the upper receiver is proprietary is because you see these two little knobs here and there. This is to make sure this piece stay in place and wouldn't move around. So I don't think you can install a regular handguard onto the upper receiver of the ARP. Just a little bit of detour, so moving on with the test firing of the blaster. So I'm just going to show you how inadequate the stock battery that comes with the blaster and how power hungry the ARP9 is, because it does have electronic trigger unit and also some crazy MOSFET going on around back here. I'm going to show you in a bit. Right, so anyway, this is the stock battery that comes with. It is sort of charged. I charge it beforehand. Just to show you that I'm not shitting you. Right, the battery is currently at 8V plus. Right, so to get access to the battery, you have to take off the buttstock first. So that's the buffer tube, if you can call it that. Anyhow, this is the cover. There's a tab here that you can push. Just push and it should come off. And that's the battery compartment. Now, I'm not sure you can see, this is the connector. It is a mini Tamiya type. And inside there, you probably can't see it really well, but there is a pretty long circuit board up there. I think that is a MOSFET, and the blaster also comes with the battery, the low voltage protector, which means if the battery goes below the nominal voltage, which means, let's say, if this battery goes below 7.4 volt, it will stop functioning to protect the battery. So that's pretty cool features. Right, so let me just install the battery and show you how it sounds like. I'm just going to show you how it sounds like with the battery in. Right, so safety, semi. Right, it does have an electronic blowback system. Not a good one, but yeah, well, yeah, it moves like few cms and that's it. It's pretty lackluster. I don't really like it. They might as well just not do it, actually, to be frank. But anyway, I digress. Right, so that is how it sounds like with the stock battery in. I'm not sure if you can tell from the video, but there is a slight delay when you pull the trigger and when how the blaster behave, because like there's a 0 point something seconds of a delay when you pull the trigger before the trigger starts firing. It's a bit more apparent on semi. If you are very used to the mechanical type of a switch, which means, you know, the typical LDT or the FB gearbox, you will feel the delay. But on full auto, it's not so bad because you just fire away. Right, the magazine is empty, but it does have a preload. So pull the charging handle and it will preload, and it's pretty cool. Once the gel is preloaded, if you continue pulling the charging handle, it wouldn't preload and it will have a funny alerting sound to tell you that the magazine has already been preloaded. So that's pretty cool. Now, I'm not going to test with the stock battery because I think it is a waste of time, because it doesn't show you how terrifying the ARP9 is with the proper battery. Now, this is 11.1 volt battery, LiPo battery. So I'm just going to put this in and show you again how it sounds like. Now the battery space is pretty good. It will take most of your M4 type buffer tube battery without any problem. So it's a big plus point. Right, so with the battery in 11.1 volt, let's see how it sounds like again. Semi? Yep, that's what I'm talking about. This blaster need 11.1 volt battery to run properly. Now, the delay is almost non-existent. It is still there if you pay real attention, and if you try to nitpick, yes, the delay is still there. Probably a 0.1 seconds, very similar to the LH or the Lehui Vector or the AUG. It feels pretty similar. But yeah, look how stable, how crazy stable the Semi is. No problem at all. Let's put it on full auto and see how it sounds like. Sounds pretty nasty, doesn't it? Alright, I'm just going to pop some gels in and grab my crony, and then I'm going to show you what is the FPS and the rate of fire of the ARP9. Right, so for this test, I'll be using the LDT Milky Gels. One of the more concerning problem or issue with this type of a magazine is the magazine, the capacity. This magazine is smaller than the Vectors, so it probably holds less than 200 rounds. You might want to grab quite a few of these if you intend to run the ARP9 in game. So yeah. Right, alright, so with the gel loaded, let's insert into the the magazine to the receiver. Preload. Right. So as soon as the gel are preloaded to the T chamber, and you will hear this. Now that's just the indicator to tell you that stop pulling the charging handle to prevent the gel from keep squishing out. So that's a very good feature, it's very smart, I really love that. Alright, so let's just give it a few test shot and see how it sounds like with the gels in. Semi. And yes, because of the short inner barrel, it does have a very loud pop when you shoot. Yeah, that's normal, it's not any malfunction, so don't be alerted. Right, let's just keep it, try a few more shots. Right, no problem. Full auto. Ooh, that sounds great. Alright, let's just see what FPS it does. 242. That's not bad at all. 243. 236. 249. 242. 228. 241, 232. So the FPS reading is pretty good. Considering the length of the inner barrel, I'll consider this stellar. Right, so let's just give it a photo and see. Wow. One more burst to get the rate of fire. Alright, so let me just read the FPS to you. The FPS did reduce a little bit. 226, 233, 233, 215, 233, 225, 235, 241. So average out at about 230 FPS on full auto. The rate of fire is 20.5 on average. So the ARP9 will pretty much do 20 rounds per second out of box with an 11.1 volt battery and about 230 FPS. Now, the FPS is by no means high in today's standard. People are doing like 290, 300 FPS, all those crazy numbers. But considering that this blaster is a SQB or a CQB blaster, you probably will not need that high of a FPS. For what it is, I think it is very adequate. It's a very good FPS number for the tight situations like a CQB or SQB games. Right, so let me just give one more burst just to finish the mag. Or actually, I think mag's pretty much finished, but let's see. And we are done. Now the FPS reading is similar, 237, 235, 239, 228, and same as the rate of fire is about 20.6. That is it for the test firing. I'm not going to bother using the 7.4 volt battery because I really think this blaster needs an 11.1 battery to run. I mean to be an ARP9, because without the high rate of fires, it's quite pointless. But yeah, so that is the testing or the review on the gel blaster, the XYL or the Little Moon ARP9. Now, what do I think about this blaster? I think it is a very good blaster. I mean, when you hold it in hand, you can tell that it is a very good blaster. It just has that kind of quality, oozing out. The magazine can be an issue, but spare mags, you are going to need them. The form factor itself, I really like it. It's very compact. You can probably just chuck this into a backpack and it will fit. I like the overall aesthetic of the ARP9. It is very sleek. Now this is a blaster that I wouldn't mind painting into some very funky color like bright orange, because it does look pretty funky. The quality wise, I mean the shell quality is top notch. I mean, it's just great. When you hold it in hand, you can tell. I repeated myself too much. Right, so this is the review for the XYL or the Little Moon ARP9. My conclusion on this blaster. If you like it, definitely get it. Don't let the high price scare you off. It is quite expensive, I do have to say. In Malaysia, it's probably going around 550 to 600 bucks. You would consider yourself really lucky if you are able to even get one, because this thing is very limited now, even in China. I heard that they only made 300 units for the first batch. After that, you probably have to wait after Chinese New Year when they start running the factories again to start the manufacturing of the ARP9 again. So if you have got one yourself, consider yourself super lucky. I'm not really sure what the internal is, but all I know that it has a standard V2 type gearbox, which means most of the parts like the gears, the cylinder head, probably the piston is the generic V2 type, so no problem there. The electronic triggers is very interesting. I can't wait to open this up and show you guys what it looks like inside, and of course the circuit board behind. Preload is really handy. This is one of the features I consider essential in any gel blaster. Plus, it has automatic an indicator to tell you that the gel has already been preloaded. So I really appreciate that. Right, so other than that, nothing too much. The cons, nothing much really. If I have to nitpick, the M-lock slot being non-standard, and then the pretty useless electronic blowback. The magazine is really small. Now, I heard that a drum mag for the ARP9 is on the way. They are in the midst of manufacturing it. So if you don't fancy carrying multiple of the stick mags, you can always get yourself a drum mag and then fire away. Right, so this has been the unboxing and testing of the ARP9. If you have any questions regarding this blaster, leave your question in the comment sections. I'll get to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. Oh yeah, I want to wish you guys Merry Christmas and have a great New Year ahead. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon.